hellish conditions. And when he has undergone different hellish lives, namely those of lower animals like cats, dogs, and hogs, by the gradual process of evolution, he again comes back as a human being. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that even though a person engaged in the practice of the yoga system may not finish perfectly and may fall down for some reason or other, his next life as a human being is guaranteed. It is stated that such a person who has fallen from the path of yoga practice is given a chance in his next life to take birth in a very rich family or in a very pious family. It is interpreted that a rich family refers to a big mercantile family because generally people who engage in trades and mercantile business are very rich. One who engaged in the process of self-realization or connecting with the supreme absolute truth, but fell short, is allowed to take birth in such a rich family or in the family of pious Brahmanas. Either way, he is guaranteed to appear in human society in his next life. It can be concluded that if someone is not willing to enter into hellish life, as in Tamishra or Andha Tamishra, then he must take to the process of Krishna consciousness, which is a first class yoga system. Because even if one is unable to attain complete Krishna consciousness in this life, he is guaranteed at least to take his next birth in a human family. He cannot be sent into a hellish condition. Krishna consciousness is the purest life, and it protects all human beings from gliding down to hell to take birth in a family of dogs or hogs. Thus, and the Bhaktivedanta purport of the third canto, 13th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Description by Lord Kapila of Adverse Spiritual Activities.
बराबर दिख रहा है।
First of all, I would like to beg forgiveness for whatever my shortcomings. I'm not at all qualified to sit here and then speak on the Srimad Bhagavatam, especially after yesterday's most wonderful class by His Grace Vigal Kishore Prabhu. He was explaining about the purpose of our existence, attaining the supreme love for Lord Sri Krishna. So I'm definitely not qualified, but just as an order by His Grace Shyam Kishore Prabhu, I'd like to read here by different acharyas on this particular chapter, and especially Srila Prabhupada here. So how we all understood several times that human birth is very rare. After going through 8.4 million species of life, we will come to this human life. After coming to the human life, if one is not inquiring about the purpose of the existence, purpose of our life, then we are simply living a life of cats and dogs. So they cannot do anything other than the eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. So, but only this inquiry nature is especially given to human birth, human beings. We have gone through several lifetimes, but still we have that conditioning of enjoying the senses, especially thinking about purely myself on this. The life that I'm leading, so I'm just always have this question, like after standing so many years also, why there is no progress literally. This is always my thought process about how we'll be ready for the next birth. Initially, when I joined Krishna consciousness, a couple of classes. First class, a devotee, visiting devotee, was asking, "How many of you are ready to go back to Krishna today, right now?" And my hand was not ready. I did not raise my hand, and that is probably 16 years ago. But now it's the same question. If I ask myself, I'm still not ready because I know where I'm going to go. I definitely can't um, go back to Krishna with the impure consciousness that I have currently. So it is it is explained here. So definitely by going through the hellish conditions after getting the human birth, if one is not utilizing the human birth, then we have to glide down to the animal kingdom. And from animal kingdom, again, we have to come one by one and then coming to human birth. Even though I'm trying so hard in progressing Krishna consciousness, this sense enjoyment is actually dragging me like anything. I was hearing His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj discourse. Why we are like struggling this much? I was giving the analogy. Um, what is the percentage of one life with 8.4 million species? What is the percentage? If you look at the percentage, we have gone through 8.4 million species of life. In every life, we have been enjoying the senses without any other distraction. Completely, we are enjoying the senses for 8.4 million species of life. And now suddenly we come to human birth and we heard about Krishna's teaching and Srila Prabhupada's message. And suddenly we want to progress now. The conditioning one has um, from all these lives is actually dragging like madly because all these lives we are doing the same thing again and again. And also based on the attachments that we have from these many lifetimes. If you think just before the COVID, I used to work and I'm still working on the same company, but almost 13 years, 12, 13 years, I'm with that company. And all of a sudden, COVID came and then nobody is going to work. And after a few years, we are able to go to work. Or any in between those 2 years, anywhere we go, as soon as I took the 696, my exit goes to my office only. Because 13 years, I'm going to the same exit. And now, we are not going that much during the COVID time, but as soon as I take the freeway, immediately the exit, I go to the office exit. So I'm just thinking like this is, just for 13 years, we have this much conditioning. What about like 8.4 million species of life we have been enjoying the senses like crazy? What will happen? I mean, it's highly impossible conditioning, unless we take the shelter of the devotees and association of the devotees. It is impossible. We have attachment for every small things, in a house, car, whatever 10, 15 years of life, and also a family, 50, 60 years of family members association. Um, it is a strong attachment that we don't want to go. Yesterday, Sri was telling how on a deathbed somebody is literally asking, telling the person that no, he won't go anywhere, he will stay with us only. How they are encouraging people that we are not going to go. We are not going to go, you are going to stay here and suffer crazily. And this whole world is designed to have these troubles for everybody, but we don't realize that, and with whatever enjoyment that literally minimum enjoyment that one may be getting, we are stuck with that enjoyment. But every enjoyment, Prabhuji was telling yesterday, is a seed of suffering. Whatever 1 minute to 1 day enjoyment, everything is going to get the suffering in the back. So we have to go through that. There is no other excuse for that. So how much one must be sincere, you know. I'm just telling you, it's not sincere, genuinely sincere in Krishna consciousness. Then only we can progress in Krishna consciousness. And also, if you look at how, after this much conditioning, if we are trying to retaliate the senses, all these anarthas that we have, they come back very aggressively. I have my own experience. They come back so aggressively because one may be having a different anarthas, but you try to retaliate with lots of force, it will come back. So that's why it is very careful that when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, sense control is the first step. Without sense control, there is no progress in Krishna consciousness. Talking to myself, which is a complete unqualified person, because it's very difficult to think about minute details of our enjoyment that we do in our life. We must be very careful. Just like how a hunter catches the wild animal. When he catches the wild animal, he has to be careful, right? If he's not careful, it may attack at any time. So what they do, they don't give food for that animal for so long. To control the wild animals, they don't give food. So they make it weak first, the wild animal. They're completely weak so that it can't act anymore. So once it is weak, then the person goes and then he tames the animal. He controls the animal by giving little food one time so that it will listen to that. So simply like that, our senses are wild, and we have to control carefully these senses. So then only we can progress in Krishna consciousness. So, but just looking at different aspects of practicing devotee go through, I would like to just mention a couple of things here. These are two things. That first is just conditioning, that much of conditioning that we have carried so far. And second is when we try to retaliate, they are going to come aggressively. Yes, anarthas coming through the senses. And also the another point is when they come out, these anarthas actually they'll completely shake us up. Just like cleaning the house, right? When we started cleaning the house, they keep coming. All the dust keeps coming up. It's very disgusting at sometimes, but that is what we have. As well as Bhakti Maharaj says, if you squeeze an orange, only orange juice comes. If you squeeze an apple, apple juice comes, right? So what we have in the heart, that is what it is going to come when we start chanting. We don't get apple juice when we squeeze orange, right? So that's why it is important to stay focused and control the senses properly in the practice Krishna consciousness. Another thing is when we start, best example is when we prepare the ghee from the butter. It starts all the white things will come out of the butter, and then but we still have to keep the flame, right? It starts coming out, and then it turns to be black, and then the ghee maker has to remove all the black things that are coming out. But yet they don't stop the stove. They have to keep the stove on and then keep cleaning, cleaning, cleaning. And then at some time, the pure ghee, the smell comes. And that is what we have to use. So in this thing, two things that we have to be careful. One is to remove the um, unwanted things. And second, we have to keep the stove on. That is fire of Krishna consciousness. That we have to keep on. Without that, you cannot make any progress. Well, thinking about practicing Krishna consciousness in a lukewarm state, right? One time, many people have have these things. What is that? Akbar Birbal stories are, in South India we have like Tenali Ramakrishna story they call. One time a king announced that whoever is going to stay in the water pond for a long time, they will get a gift from me. So several people went into the pond and then they were staying all night. But one person was very steady, and he was whole night he was there in the pond. And then the others, no, they could not bear the cold and they left. So next day morning, the king asked the ministers. The king asked the ministers. The one person told, um, this is the only person who stayed. And you know what? Actually, this person is drawing the heat from the light that is so far from the pond. He is drawing the light from the pond. So that's why he could stay. He's cheating you. Immediately king, whimsical personality, this king also. So he said like, okay, is that true? Oh, maybe true. So you are cheating. So you don't deserve the gift that I am supposed to give. So he rejected him. And then the prime minister, he was watching all these things, and then he understood the king's mentality. After that, he invited the king for a dinner or lunch or whatever. When he invited the king, and then king came to the house, and then he was getting ready for eating fish or whatever food. Then king asked, "Okay, I came already. Where is the food?" The minister said, "Yeah, it is getting prepared. Wait for a few minutes." So it happened a couple of times. So two, three times it happened, and then the minister is not moving at all. The food is also not coming. So the king was so agitated, and then you were telling the same thing again and again. What is happening? No, I don't see food at all. He's still saying, no, no, it is getting prepared. And he was so restless, the king, show me where it is prepared. And then the minister took him to the kitchen. And then he is surprised to see that the flame is here, and then the pot is hanging like that. What is that? Flame is set here, and the pot is hanging there like that. And then he was telling the king, yeah, it is getting prepared, right? So it's a heat is going there. It is going there, and slowly it will cook. So then the king understood. Then the minister also told. It's not that from the distance somebody is drawing the light and then getting the warmth from that. It is the same way. Why I'm saying is, in practicing Krishna consciousness, I'm also doing the same thing. Unfortunately, I'm speaking here. I'm not qualified because it is not with intensity. It is not with the genuine sincerity that I'm doing Krishna consciousness. That's why the results will not come. Everyone may say you are this, you are that, and you are doing so many years of Krishna consciousness. But end of the day, one should have taste for the Shravanam, just like our beloved his Krishna, Shyam Kishore Prabhu, the sincerity of hearing. With that, only we can attract the Supreme Lord's mercy. One can check how much our hearing is increasing day by day. If our hearing is not increasing, then we are not making any progress. That is the only thing I would like to say. I'm also on the same thing, and so many times I meditate on this, and I have analyzed the day and how it starts from the Mangalarti, attending Mangalarti. Few sincere souls like yes, Kishore Krishna Prabhu is attending Mangalarti every day without fail. I come only on weekends. My allowance is only on weekends. Just just think about how the mind gives troubles in attending Mangalarti or in practicing Krishna consciousness. Several things I was looking into my life. I was just like to say a few things. First excuse is I'm not getting onto bed on time in the night. First excuse mind tells why it is not practiced, right? So yeah, no, yesterday I slept at 11 o'clock, so I cannot get up at 4:30. That is the first excuse mind gives. Mind is directly, Maya controls through the mind. So there is no mercy on us when it comes to Maya's atrocities on the soul. Right? It's called Pisacha. Maya is compared by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So it is like, yeah, I slept late, so I cannot come. And then another thing comes to my mind is I don't have a sound sleep. I don't know how many of you correlate. I don't have sound sleep, so that I'm not getting up in the morning. Unless we develop this consciousness of rushing towards the devotees association and chanting in the association of devotees, there is no progress or little progress. That's the only thing we are actually struggling in Krishna consciousness. You know, there is no way that we can think without the devotees association. But how many of you travel to India every time or anywhere, right? How many of you have flights or locally or in the morning, 5 a.m. flights, 4:30, 6 a.m. flights. We have to get up at 4:30 and then travel. Or we have to come at night. I was after coming from Yatra, I went to the greatest hell on the earth, Las Vegas. So I had to go for my training. So I went there immediately after that. I landed at 2:30 in the night. The flight delayed here in Detroit and then landed at 2:30 in the night. It was completely as well sleepy, drowsy, and all sorts of things. And when you go to that hellish world, you can see literally all regulative principles are broken. I know this is kind of environment But I don't know that, even to go to the hotel also, you have to go through the casinos. I pressed the elevator. I parked my car and then I saw that there is no other 1, 2, 3 for all four all parking only except casino. I thought, why? I don't need to go to casino. So I pressed 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Nothing is coming. So then I pressed casino. So then I asked how to go to my hotel. You have to go through all these casinos to go to the reception. So like literally hell on the earth. you know. So that's see even it is so late or so early because we are getting some Lakshmi from this job or whatever we do. We try to adjust things here and there, and then we try to go and do all the things. But when it comes to Krishna consciousness, talking to myself, I have all these reasons. I don't sleep well. I don't sleep early. I am not an early riser. You know, all these reasons will come for us to tell only to drag us. There are all these reasons or excuses are dragging us literally. We're not taking the association of devotee seriously. Even if you are sleepy, when we sit in the association of devotees, at least we have fear. At least I have fear. Okay, somebody will see me. Okay, I'm sleeping. Just to pacify my false ego, I start to chant my rounds. If I don't do that here, then obviously, if I'm doing at home, then I know how many of you experience the rounds comparative to here and then at home. I have a complete understanding. They're just like firing the gun without any bullets. So there's not going to have any advantage. And then we will say, so many things right now, mind is disturbed with whatever is happening in the work or whatever is happening in the family. We try to give excuse like, okay, let me, settle something. Uh, Let me relax for some time. When we shifted my house, it's literally, it's an impossible task for me to move the things, even though there are no husband. Unpacking, packing. There's lots of things here from. I realized that from 2018, 2016, when we vacated the temple building, most of the things we have kept in different garages of the devotees' houses. So most of the things are like in the garage is filled with so many things. We just throw. That's it. There's nothing that we can do. So many things are there. Because it's not at all an easy task. Literally, I waited for a couple of weeks, and it is gone for 3 months. 3 months, literally. So the problems in this world are not going to stop. The waves of the ocean are not going to stop. One may, try to see, try to take the bath in the ocean, just wait until all the waves are gone. Then, if one try to take the bath, then it's impossible. So, like that, the problems of life are not going to stop. So, we have to continue pursuing Krishna consciousness with great intensity. And that is the most important thing. And also, we have different things. One thing I'm just correlating, uh, giving reasons for maybe family members are not supporting, or my kids are not supporting. All these things are there. I'm just thinking, this couple of weeks I tried, but then again I failed. It's impossible to have that consistency in doing it. Taking care of family and other duties. If we don't take care of the duties properly, then it becomes an excuse for us to not chant our rounds in the morning before before my son gets up. Whatever rounds I do, those are the only rounds that I can say. I'm chanted some at least something. But once my son gets up, then everything revolves around him, and I don't have any focus at all. This is one. I realized, and then I could not consistently practice, but getting up and then doing it before he gets up or any other duties that one may be having. If we complete our chanting before that, then we start our duties. No one will have any complaint from us. You are not doing your duty. You're not taking care properly. You're ignoring. Recently we are attending the child protection. Just ignorance of duties is the biggest problem in this country. We went to Harinam one time in the park, and all the kids also came, and then we are chanting, and then we are doing kirtan, and then my son fell. He started crying. I just realized only a few minutes later that all Westerners are looking at just few seconds, a few minutes only. I was thinking to stop playing Rodanga and then going to take care. And then everyone is looking at me like as if I ignored this kid. Literally, I can sense what they are seeing on me. And then I stopped playing Rodanga and then I went to take care of my son. So we actually give all these things as excuses our family is not supporting, or our family needs are too much, and that I cannot chant my rounds in the morning properly. So these several things are there. Earlier when we started Krishna consciousness, my Siksha Guru was practicing Krishna consciousness. He is attending all the programs, and as well as Prabhupada Maharaj and all the people, they keep coming at that time. Only two of them come at that time. So they, without fail, they attend all the programs with kids also. And one of the comment that I have received when I started my Krishna consciousness was, they have their in-laws to take care of the kids, but we don't have anybody, so we are not able to attend. So this is very, very petty reasons. Or somebody, no, they are well settled. They don't need to work like me. All these things will come in our mind. We will compare. Okay, whoever is coming to Krishna, in the morning program, we can say like, okay, Mataji, Mataji is taking care of all the things at home, so that's why Krishna, Kishore Krishna Prabhu can attend the program here in the morning. You can come up with all the reasons, but think about how we can get inspiration from others, how they are able to manage and attend and give priority to the chanting of our rounds. I'm completely unqualified to say, but I'm just reminding myself so that I can also practice these kind of principles so that we can get some tangible progress in Krishna consciousness. These are all my struggles, and I'm trying to seek the blessings of all the devotees here. Without your blessings, I cannot do it. Even though I have a strong desire, but it's impossible because unless we practice Krishna consciousness this way, we cannot get the mercy of the Lord. Even though we do all these things, there is no guarantee that the Supreme Lord is going to show the mercy on us. He has to be pleased by our behavior. He has to be pleased how we are able to serve the devotees. By practicing, by chanting in the morning, and also by serving the devotees. How we are going to serve the devotees nicely. There is absolutely no way that without devotees' mercy, we cannot get the Supreme Lord's mercy. Because life is definitely running out for everyone. I can see when I was telling when I started, it was very, I can say very easy when compared to practicing Krishna consciousness now, because as I turn 40, the body starts, as Prabhuji was telling, after 50 it starts trouble, but for me, 40 itself is giving so much trouble that I have all the reasons. Yeah, one of the other most important reason is I am not healthy. I am not healthy. My body is troubling and I cannot get up and I cannot chant my rounds in the morning. When will the body stop troubling? I don't know. It is going to give trouble at any cost. There is no other way. Looking at Her Grace Malti Prabhu, she's 78, 79. At that age, she drives from West Virginia and then she comes to Mangalarti, she comes to Guru Puja and then chants her rounds. Look at how they're able to do that with that complications in life. One of the most important thing I heard, the cat, I heard from His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Maharaj. Cat, if you throw the cat up, right? I don't know the other animals, but cat will always land on legs only. You throw it, several rounds also. But cat will not land on the body. Cat will land on the legs. It can manage, all that and then land properly. So just like that, I'm just thinking how I can see how I can practice Krishna consciousness despite all these challenges. How we can have the steady progress and steady chanting that one may have here. My family members' health is not good, my health is not good, my job is not good, my house is not good, my country is not good. So many reasons one may have. But we have to have this, consciousness of how we can practice and how small problems in life will come to test our sincerity. And in those problems, are we able to apply these principles and keep Krishna consciousness as the priority than all other things. And that's how one may get strong faith in moving forward in Krishna consciousness. But for small things, if we are not able to handle, then Krishna will keep us there only. So he will not give other tests also. Other tests are also there, but simple tests. If I'm not able to pass these things, if I don't have sleep, then I will call Sham Kishore Prabhu. So I'm not able to come for service today. So that is my situation. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I'll text. I cannot come. One time I realized, in my office generally, we start on Sundays, 2 a.m. or my work starts at 2 a.m. That's how they do 2 to 6. They started at 2 a.m. and then they went all the way till night 9 o'clock. What is that? Night 9 o'clock. And then shift changed, only 1 hour gap. And then 10 o'clock again, they asked us to come back again at 10 o'clock. And then it continued till next day. Till next day, 8ish in the morning. So from morning 2 a.m., in almost 30 hours, literally 30 hours, only 1 hour break. Then I realized, okay, you don't have any breaks and you are able to handle it successfully. It's all here. One time his grace Gaurang Prabhu was staying with us. We realized that, literally till 9:30, 10 o'clock, Prabhuji was talking with somebody and then he slept. After that, we have to prepare everything, clean everything, and then by the time we sleep, it's 2:30. And then Prabhuji, before he gets up, we have to get up. So we got up at 4:30. 4:30. And then we had arranged everything. Prabhuji does the power yoga. So we have just arranged the mat and everything, all that. So it's continued for 3 days, not just one day, right? 3 days. And in the daytime, we are attending the programs and we are going to different devotees are coming home to talk to Prabhuji, and then we realize like, okay, you literally slept only 2 days or 3 days, and you're not sleeping. You're not sleeping. I'm just comparing both the materially also. If somebody is paying, we can do it, and spiritually also. If you are nourished and if you are happy in your Krishna consciousness activities, there is absolutely nothing you can stop in progressing Krishna consciousness. You can you can do it. That is my small understanding. I think it's 9:12 here. So it's only one life. Here Prabhupada is giving that, we will be ready for the next life, but that next life starts from the animal kingdom also. From the animal kingdom again it will come to human birth. But for the devotees, Prabhupada, is saying, without Krishna consciousness, one cannot avoid this taking, at least, if you want a human birth, at least human birth, then you have to practice Krishna consciousness. There is no other way. But also Prabhupada says that why another life? Yeah, why one more life? Why can't you perfect in this life? It's so difficult, and sometimes material energy gives so many troubles that we give up completely. Okay, let me suffer like this for some time. I cannot practice that intensity of Krishna consciousness. And then we go with other things like prajalpa or whatever it is, away from Krishna consciousness. We don't have that intensity sometimes. That's why when we don't have that intensity, we have to run to the devotees association. And in the devotees association, we will get inspiration to practice Krishna consciousness. That's all I can say. Actually, please forgive me if I've spoken anything inappropriately with my limited understanding. First of all, I would like to beg forgiveness that I'm just speaking, but I'm not at all qualified to speak. And I also struggling to practice Krishna consciousness. I need all of your prayers so that I can practice with humble mood. That's all I want. Thank you very much. Bhagavatam ki jai. You have to answer.
So the question is not a serious question. So my question is that sometimes we are in situations which are favorable to Krishna consciousness. Sometimes when situations are not favorable. I mean, of course, every situation is favorable, but some situations, like for example, I put myself in a situation which is not good for my Krishna consciousness, and then I suffer the reactions, and then I'm like, oh no, then I come after some time. If Krishna is great, if Krishna so desires, if devotees are so merciful, I come back to the same. I'm like, why did I waste my time? Why did I waste my time? Why is it so stupid? So my question is that this intelligence to understand what situation, what is favorable and what is not favorable. So sometimes I think that if I knew that, I would never fall. I would my discussion also would never deteriorate. So that intelligence, how does that come?
The question here is, Sham Krishna Prabhu is telling, sometimes he is in a favorable condition to practice Krishna consciousness, another time is not favorable, and how the intelligence will come to be in that situation or not to be in that situation. Is that right? You are actually telling my situation. I was hearing intelligent, the real intelligence will come only through sincerity. That is what His Holiness Raghunath Maharaj is explaining. The intelligence we may call intelligence, but the real intelligence will come through the sincerity. When we are sincere, I have experienced that when I'm really sincere, Krishna will arrange in such a situation where I don't need to go through that condition. But sometimes, not sometimes. Sometimes only I will do. And just be honest. Most of the times, intelligence is carried away because I don't have sincerity. That is my understanding. To the extent I am sincere, to that extent I don't go through that situation. That is uh, that is my little understanding and my experience. How to be on the sincere side, sincerity of our purpose, and also uh, understanding, is my guru pleased by this condition? Is whatever I'm doing, is Krishna is pleased by this? Um, but because of my conditioning, I always fail. I'm just sharing. Even though I have these questions, but I succumb to these conditions, carried away with the Maya's traps. And after some time only, I get some beatings. Then only I realize is getting beatings again and again. Still, my intelligence is not there to have that sincerity to take right decisions and go into right situations. That is
Okay, can you elaborate more on sincerity? So my further question, I'm just practical. My further question that yes, sometimes like yeah, we're able to do our sadhana very nicely, reading, chanting, everything happens like clockwork and everything happens. But then sometimes due to bodily maya, like I'm sleepy or I'm hungry or whatever, so I neglect my sadhana and my reading, etc. And I compromise somewhere. Like somewhere I compromise. If I don't compromise here, I compromise somewhere. If I don't compromise somewhere, I compromise here. Somewhere I compromise. And in that way, it becomes a danger. So then, what is the like? I understand that to do good, perfect son and perfect son, you need Guru's mercy. Ultimately, if you have Guru's mercy, then everything happens perfectly. So then, that Guru's mercy, how does that? How does one actually? Uh, attain Guru's that mercy that once sadhana and seva. I mean, it's not about they happen perfectly. It's important to do it perfectly, but with their Guru and Krishna, they are pleased.
you have to answer this question. You know the answer, and you are practicing that by sincerely following this, um, the authorities, and you are doing that, following your Siksha Gurus, and you are invoking that mercy, but you're not giving that mercy to all of us. That is a big problem. Okay, but this is you are saying. How does that come, right? My understanding is unless we are convinced that only Krishna consciousness is alive, whatever small things that you are saying, right? I have the same thing. I am not convinced that Krishna consciousness is only thing. I may be theoretically saying it. Yes, this is the only path, only the highest path that we have. But how much I am convinced, based on that sincerity will come, right? And then you can invoke the mercy of the spiritual master also. Because I'm as long as I'm not convinced that what I'm getting from Guru, what I'm getting even from the initiation, what I'm going to get from the Guru. He's completely taking us back to Krishna, taking all of our sins. And what is he giving? He's giving the highest thing in life. That's why I'm saying all these excuses that I was telling earlier, right? So these excuses is where, because the lack of convincing factor that Krishna consciousness is the only thing that is going to be benefiting to us. Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam. So the holy name is the only thing that can give us shelter. Holy name is the only medicine. The other way, holy name is the only medicine. We try to take different medicines sometimes. We think after practicing, yeah, it may not be working, that may not be working. But that is what my understanding. You can answer better because of not having that conviction, and also the most important thing is attachments and other things. That is actually um, that is what my understanding. They come and go even though we're practicing Krishna consciousness. A bad thought comes to the mind, and we try to take shelter of the holy name. Nowhere, 2022 Gaur Purnima, I had this experience. So wonderfully chanting, blissful kirtan in the night. Still I have this bad thought. So from where this coming in? I'm just thinking that at least Radha Gopijatwala is making like, okay, you are there only. You are not there anywhere. You are there, there you are. So at least okay, with that realization, again, you are. I am here, um, even though you are practicing so many things. It just make us humble, so that what I thought was, why Krishna won't be giving so easily. If we get it very fast by Krishna's grace, what happens is the tendency to lose it again is also there. If we get it very cheaply, that's why Krishna is very tricky on that, and he makes us struggle on every moment. If we are able to practice Krishna consciousness, you go ahead of Imation. Where is that feeling that I have, or anyone is having to miss Krishna for one moment. It's going to rip us away until we come to that platform. So you are already practicing, and you were just asking for my own purification. So
And sincerity based on purity.
yes, without purity, there is nothing that will help. Purity is the force, right? Studying. Even though you tell so many times that unless you have purity, you cannot penetrate the hearts of people. Yeah, that's all I think. Okay. Is there anyone in the June? I don't know.
Thank you very much, Nandniketan Prabhu. Thank you, wonderful class. It's like a slap on my face. Hare Krishna.
On my face, so many slaps, but I am not changing. So please pray for me so that I can practice whatever I repeated.
Please pray for me, Prabhu. Thank
I can close this, right? Or how I can close this?
And all.
Then coming
Thank you
in.
so much. Thank you for the nice class.
Thank you very much.
Nam devotee.
Yeah.
Oh. What is it?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Go in Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see a close button for some reason.
Keep here. You press it. Hare Krishna. I think
Hare Krishna.
how is it happening? Or close Zoom.
It's not going good. What? Prabhu's laptop, I think.
Oh, here.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, you are sharing the screen also?
I do